sit that right there, don't go nowhere, little baby gon' shake that, 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 shit, yeah, I like that, bring that right here, sit that right there, don't go.
Welcome back. We back with another reaction video. Today we are reacting to a Red Tree Stories video. Athena killed her boyfriend over a hand grenade. Okay. L'Oreal? Why?
Usually, when a person murders their partner, they go on the run, and when they're finally caught, they claim self-defense. However, in today's case, 42-year-old Athena Lang shot her boyfriend 4 times, walked out of her trailer, and called the police. When the police arrived, she claimed that she thought her boyfriend was going to hurt her.
So, what happened this morning? Or what, matter of fact, take me back. Has there been any history of violence in the house or anything?
Mostly when Dan would get angry, he would just maybe like slap stuff, throw stuff around, and storm out. He liked to say that I had abandonment issues, and maybe it's true, but then he would leave to punish me, and then come back when I was ready to listen to him.
For self-defense to work, the suspect must be in fear for their life. When asked if her boyfriend had a history of violence towards her, Athena claims that the most he's ever done was break something or leave their home. This is not a great start for someone claiming self-defense.
I don't know what Daniel's problem was. His mother would be the one to talk to. She's a counselor of some kind. But I think maybe Dan was schizophrenic. He believed that he had been poisoned last year, and from the things he said that I could look up online, nothing was, like, okay, that's completely, not possible. And I always thought if even half of the things he said were half true, then he had every right to be paranoid. But he thought a lot of things. He thought that there was this huge conspiracy about him, about Brazoria County. He thought that there was an AI that was like alive, and it was like crazy fucking Battlestar Galactica bullshit.
Great show, by the way.
I mean, there was just so much, and
Stargate better.
And mostly it was okay, and I didn't realize it all at first, but then I thought, that I could help him, when we moved to Las Vegas, because he wanted to get away from here. He got a job doing quality assurance testing, software testing, And I had gotten a job at Walmart, and then I got really sick. And I didn't know at the time if it was corona or what it was, but I was really sick, and I couldn't work. And he quit his job because of the whole. It was just anyway. So we.
No, don't skip past that. Now, while it's irrelevant to the story, nigga, you not working and he quit his job. How the hell y'all getting money? Proceed.
We wound up coming back to Brazoria County because that was the only. It was that or be homeless.
Right.
You know, and towards the end of our time in Vegas, he wanted to go burn down a homeless encampment.
What?
He wanted to go burn down the bar across the street from where we lived. And there was nowhere else to go. So we came back here, and I didn't have any money anymore. We burned through everything that I had gotten out of my retirement accounts from the county. And I couldn't afford to buy him beer every day. In Las Vegas, marijuana was legal. And that helped, I think, a lot, that he could smoke and relax. But he would also smoke meth once in a while, and he thought that I didn't know that was what was going on, but I'm not fucking stupid. You know, when you don't sleep for 3 days, it's kind of obvious. But
The detective hears a very important piece of information. Her boyfriend was a meth addict, and he would have meth-induced psychotic episodes. It's possible that he was going through one of these episodes, and it ultimately led to the shooting. Or perhaps, Athena is also a meth addict, and she was having her very own psychotic episode.
when we came back here, he didn't have any kind of release anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But they
And
still, never mind.
he
Weed
started
is
to
everywhere.
get
So, what?
more agitated,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. He decided he was gonna make, like, I don't know what you would call it, homemade wine, I guess.
Moonshine?
Since I couldn't, since, you know, we didn't have money for him to have alcohol, he was gonna do that. He had just started that. He'd started drinking it today. He had just started making it the other day, and today he started drinking it. I guess yesterday. Yeah. And then he had gone out and found some plant that he had picked leaves off of, that he was smoking, and I don't know what that was. It smelled bad though.
Ashwagandha.
But that made him squirrelier than usual.
Is that
but
even a word? Squirrelier?
Today
Squirrely?
he
Squirrelier?
When y'all got up this morning, what was the event
More
today?
squirrely?
okay. We got up and my leg was still hurting me really bad from the night before. And I said, look, it's Saturday, it's hot outside, I just want to sit in here, fold my cranes, maybe watch some cartoons or something. And he said, that sounds like a good idea. And so I went over to my grandmother's and I asked my mom for a pack of cigarettes.
Okay, she trolling, bro.
But she was almost out. And so instead, I made a trip up to Buc-ee's and I bought cigarettes and I got I have one of those big mugs. I got one of those big mugs full of iced tea and a gallon of milk for my grandmother. And I came back and my mom gave me a pack of cigarettes and I went back over to the trailer and I came in, and as soon as I got in and gave Dan a cigarette, he said he was going to go outside to do something. And I don't remember what it was. He had so much stuff going on. He was digging hog traps in the woods and planting things and
What?
who knows what. But I had thought we were going to spend the day inside, and I was like, fine, whatever. So he was drinking and smoking, and then in the evening he came back in, and he had this cream, I guess, he had made with willow bark, and he had got me to put it on my leg last night, but it didn't help at all. If anything, I think it made it worse. And so he's like, I'm going to put this on your leg. And we had already talked about I didn't think it helped earlier in the day. And he's like, here, it's time to put this on your leg. And I'm like, no. And he got really angry. And he was like, well, why not? And I said, I don't owe you an explanation. I don't want you to do it. And then, so he threw that into the kitchen area. And then I have a lot of practice at just being really no affect.
What? I don't know what that means.
And so I just sat there, and he started going on about how I was
She's not saying not reacting.
I was just sitting there and rotting, and I wouldn't take care of myself, and I if I wouldn't let him help me, then he didn't want to hear me complain about my leg, because that hurt him, because I wouldn't let him help me. And I said, well, I don't think it's helping, to be honest. And
the story takes an unexpected turn when Athena explains that her boyfriend no longer uses drugs because they don't have the money for them. Instead, he spends his days making and drinking homemade wine, made from things he finds out in the woods. On the day the shooting took place, Athena's boyfriend had just come back from the woods with a cream made of tree bark. Athena's refusal to use the cream would ultimately lead to his death.
Then he started actively trying to upset me, because then if I got angry, then he could be the victim.
How is she still speaking slowly on 1.25 speed?
I was unreasonable. So he said that about how I was a bad person and a bad mother, and I had broken my children and all kinds of things. And he was mad that I wouldn't show any emotion. And he said, what can I do to get a rise out of you? And he picked up my iced tea and he said, how about this? And he opened it and he poured it down the drain. And I just looked at him, and so he threw the cup. And then he says, oh, I know. And he grabbed my box of origami crates that I had been working on. He started crushing them and throwing them. And then he threw the box at me, and I think it bounced off the wall and hit me in the head. I don't think he actually threw it and it hit my head. I think it bounced because I was sitting there on the bed. And he threw some other things. He threw something, and it hit my foot. I don't know what it was. And then he started, pulling his shoes on, and he's gonna leave. And I told him not to ever come back.
And then you shot him.
And
What
he
do we get to
left.
that?
And I really hoped that he wouldn't come back. But he did. He crawls into bed next to me, and because I'm just sitting there, kind of. I hadn't really got up and started cleaning up after him. I've had to do that before. Once really bad when we were in Vegas. But I had just picked up my origami paper and put it back in the box, the stuff I hadn't folded, and just, dusted off where he had dumped the ashtray on the bed and stuff. And he came in, and he crawls up next to me, and he's like, "Give me a kiss." And I'm like, "No." And he starts trying to, I guess, hug me, and I'm like, "Get off me." And he gets mad again and starts yelling and saying how I'm a narcissist and a borderline. And he says, who was it? He said, I don't remember. But he shoved me back.
While you were in the bed? Okay.
And that seems really important. I can't remember what it was he said. Oh, I remember. I told the woman when I called 911.
Huh?
Because I said, I told you not to come back. And he said he was never going to leave me, and that he was going to find out what it was that got under my skin. And once he found out, he was just going to keep crawling and crawling and make my life miserable every day until I woke up.
What?
That was what it was. Anyway, so he shoved me, and then he took his shirt off. And when he did that, I got my gun out of my purse. And I shot him once, and he said, "Oh no, what have you done?" But I didn't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had missed him or something, because he just stood there and he was fine.
And then you shot him
He just said, "Oh no, what have you done?" And he started to take a step, and I shot him. I don't know how many times I shot him.
Yep. I just sat through 20 minutes for her to say, "Yeah, I killed him." Like, my nigga, what was all this in the beginning? I ain't need none of that background. Like, you barely even stated any abuse. Some abuse, a little bit, but I don't know if you're telling the truth. So it is what it is at this point. But you said, "I don't know if I shot him." He moved forward, and you said, "Yeah, again, I hit him and don't know how many times." What? So did you empty the mag? Because that's what it sounds like.
And he turned and he fell. And I kind of kneeled on the bed. And he wasn't moving, but I heard him like make a noise.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a death groan.
And then I got the phone and I called 911.
After their argument, her boyfriend left for several hours, then returned to their home. The couple began arguing again, and at some point, Athena claims that she was shoved by her boyfriend. She then reached into her purse, pulled out her handgun, and fired the weapon at her boyfriend. This testimony leaves many questions unanswered. Was she in fear for her life? Was there a way for her to leave? The detective needs to answer these questions and more before he can decide if it really was self-defense.
At what point did you feel like he was fixing to do something to you to the point of you having a gun? Was that gun registered to you? Or
Yes, it was mine. I bought it. Dan's shoved me around before the other day. And usually it's not anything like to get, I mean, he's never beat me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But usually he'd get mad and he'd like throw me and then storm off or whatever.
If he threw you, I mean, low-key, he's beating you. No? What? It's assault. What? Like, bro, the statements are too contradictory. I'm confused. Make it make sense.
Or like shove me up
It
against
was more of a
the wall or
lever slash
something.
escalator than
storm off.
anything.
But
He would just leave.
before, when he would throw things and break things, it was never like he was throwing things at me.
Right.
All right. And then yesterday, it was like he was throwing things at me, and then he had like grabbed me while I was in the bed, and it wasn't like, get away from me and now I'm gonna leave. It was like, you stay there and now I'm gonna do something. You know?
Mm-hmm. And you said when he came at you and you shot at him, at what point in your life did you feel like you were in fear? Did you think he was fixing to do something bad to you, or it was just you had enough, or what made you go in your purse and retrieve your gun? What was the breaking point to going in your purse to get your gun?
And why the hell she keep mirroring the throwing action? What's she doing?
It was like this feeling that when he shoved me, but then he didn't leave, and instead he took his shirt off and he was like, he was smiling, you know. And when he started to come back at me, I don't know what he was gonna do. I might have been wrong.
No, nobody said you done nothing wrong. These are just the questions that I have to ask you so I can see through your eyes what was going on. And you said once he shoved you, you felt that, did you feel like something was going to happen next?
My thing is, after the initial shot,
did you warn him to get back or anything? Or he just kept coming, or he didn't believe you were going to do anything?
I don't. He wasn't listening to me when I was telling him to leave and to get off of me and to not. It was just like, this is it, you know. This is when I I don't know how to say.
Based on the testimony so far, it would appear that Athena was tired of dealing with her boyfriend and she was done with the emotional abuse. It seems that Athena just snapped and shot him because she realized she was never going to be able to get rid of him any other way. The other possibility is that he was acting so erratic that she was in fact scared for her life.
Why would you not leave? How? Like, he homeless or not homeless? Well, actually, she really didn't explain that situation. I'm still kind of confused, but apparently they were living in the woods. I guess they're eternal campers. Why would you not just leave? As soon as he go to sleep, I'm leaving in the middle, well, not the middle of the night, we in the forest. You know what? She might not have been able to get away. Just saying.
One of the questions I need to ask you again is that when you said you shot at him and he stood there and looked at you and said, you did it, what did you do?
What did you do? What have you done?
What have you done? And then, were you still on the bed?
Yes.
Okay. And then, when he said that, what was his next reaction?
He stopped for a minute.
But you just said he went forward,
For a
so you
second.
shot him again.
Like, he paused.
I mean,
And
that's
he-
what happened to you.
And he said, what have you done? And then he started to take another step toward me. And I shot him again. I don't know if I hit him the first time.
At
So you
any
shot him
time
again?
he was coming towards you and you shot at him and he stopped, did he ever turn around and try to run away from you?
No.
No. So there's no way possible that he
Okay,
could have got
let's
shot
see
in the
the
back or nothing like that.
No.
Okay. Okay.
No, I shot him, and then he turned and fell face down.
Another issue we see is that without warning, she just grabbed her gun and pulled the trigger. They were both on opposite sides of the room, so she could have aimed her gun at him and demanded he leave, or at least let her leave. At that
I mean, yeah, I'm glad the poster remembered the lie she said before. She just lied and said that she was on the bed and shot off. Just now. Before that, she said they was in the bed, then then she had to get up, then got the gun. So hello, help.
At that point, if he attempted to attack her, then she could defend herself. No matter how much another person verbally assaults you, you are not allowed to just kill them.
So there was two separate shots. It was the initial shot, right? And then that's when he made the comment. And then you said he took another step towards you.
And then I shot him again, but I think I shot him. I shot him 2 or 3 times.
See, told you.
I shot more than once, but I don't know how many times I shot.
Could you see where it was hitting him, maybe? And then once that happened, did he ever say anything else?
No, I don't think so.
No offense. Rest in
Is
peace.
this something that did he act like
But those are
extremely
probably the
unusual?
sounds.
Is it just common when he's like any other time?
No, it was different. I don't know if it was whatever shit he was finding out in the woods and smoking or eating or whatever.
Do you think if you had to do it all over again, would you have done the same thing? If this happened again and you had that option to squeeze the trigger and shoot and then shoot again, would you do the same thing again?
I don't know. I don't know.
When he asks her if she had to do it again, would she make the same decisions? Athena says she doesn't know. The answer the detective is looking for is yes, I would do it again, because if I didn't, I would no longer be alive.
When he got poisoned,
I thought that was the
if
answer.
he actually got
that was the
poisoned
answer.
now,
I was saying, you said no, nigga. You just said no.
I've had
You
it,
did
but he said he did, and I believed him.
Unjustly.
But when we first started going out, it was he didn't know who had done it. It might have been these people, or it might have been those people, or whatever. But then now
I swear the video not matching
it's
the audio,
it's
but
always
fine.
like, no, it was definitely the white nationalists, or it was definitely his mother, or it was definitely his uncle, and whatever warrior man movement thing. I don't know what, or it's a doomsday cult, or it's.
She lost
But
me. I'm confused.
it's always something,
Mhm.
you know, and
Okay. Give me just a minute. And
Keep
I'll
doing
be
that
right
weird
back.
shit with her
Okay?
hands. She might
You sure you don't want any water or anything?
a Kleenex.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just about finished up right now. I'm just gonna I'll get you a Kleenex right quick.
As of the making of this video, Athena was charged with murder and is currently awaiting trial. Based on the interview, it would appear that Athena was honest about what happened. If she had wanted to lie, she could have said that he physically assaulted her and she was in
Facts.
fear for her life. So, if we are to believe Athena, did she act in self-defense, or did she snap after years of emotional abuse? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this case, so please share them in the comments below.
Hey, this is a tough one. Great video by Red Tree. I mean, you could have sped up, little baby. She was rambling in the first 20 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. Like, do I think she's telling the truth? It's hard to determine. Like, I always had like some background information on like her, not just the she was telling me. Like, I need an unbiased party to tell me some shit. I don't know if it was justified. Like, the first shot, okay, cool. Matter of fact, you could have had a warning shot. You could have did a lot of things. The fact that you didn't tell him, hey, back up, I have a weapon. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but kind of saves your ass. Cause no, I told him, back up. If you approach me, I am fearing for my life. I am in fear for my life, and I will shoot you. And it's clear as day. If he kept moving forward, bow, shot him one time, and then after you shoot him one time, hopefully you shoot him like I don't know, somewhere that could stop him from moving, and then call the police. But you proceeded to shoot him multiple times after that. Like, that's over. You're doing too much. I'm confused. You said you didn't know if you hit him the first time. Can someone please tell me where she was aiming? Like, I'm still confused. I need to see a representation of how far she was from him when this happened. The person was in the bed. Yeah, there's just too much going on. I can't believe her. Hopefully this gets solved, and I mean, wait, if the jury finds that she did it and they believe that she is convictable, do your job. That's the end of the video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video, share your thoughts on the video in the comment section below. Hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with the videos I drop on this channel. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Stay safe, y'all.
Everything I'm seeing, I achieve it, bitch, we best. Everything I'm seeing, I achieve it, bitch, we best. Everything I'm seeing, I achieved it, bitch, you best believe it. It has been my Nintendo switch it, though, kick it with my kinfolk. Haters just be talking, so I really do not need their info. Yeah, their info. Yeah.